I'm going to let you know how it is for us now. We had you, we had the Obamas in the White House. So even on a bad day, you had a North Star, you had some hope. And then it was like the universe just said, psych, and threw us in the toilet and closed the lid. And now we're just stuck in this crazy situation.
We have each other. We have each other.
Tell me about that.
And this is the thing. I think I have to just say,
please say,
everybody is feeding yourself on the hysteria and the negativity. You gotta stay in the light. But one of the reasons why I was so excited is about A Wrinkle in Time, because the message is that the darkness is spreading so fast these days. You must become a warrior of the light. And the reason that's so meaningful to me is because that's how I've led my whole life. And every moment in that film, I just felt like, I'm just saying what I normally say.
It's true.
and for these times, the darkness is there to show you your light. Look at what has happened. So if you put the focus on, look at what happened with the darkness that showed up in Parkland, and the darkness that showed up on the streets of Ferguson, and the darkness that showed up in many homes in Chicago with shootings and senseless murders. It brings out the best in people. It brings out the best. And so that's what it's there. We live on a planet where there is darkness and light. You know, one of the things, I am not running for office. So I'm not letting you go there. But if I were running for office, and I will say to whoever is going to run for office, do not give your energy to the other side. Do not spend all your time talking about your opponents. Do not give your energy to that which you really don't believe in. Do not spend an ounce of your time on that.
Well, help us, though. Help us, though. Listen,
so don't spend your time on that.
Preach. You said I was preaching. You preaching. I love it. And that's what we need. But let me just push back for a second, because, you know, I got my love army. I go out there. I try and tell people, let's not become what we're fighting. Let's not feed what we're fighting. You know what they tell me? They tell me, shut up, Van, because we got bigots out here. We got Nazis out here. We're getting bullied. We're tired of going high. We want to go low and kick them into private parts. So
there will be some people who do that, but you will not eventually win.
Tell me why.
And you know who knew that?
Who?
The civil rights workers and leaders. Those people, you know, there was a strategy to, that's why I said to these young people from Parkland, you can't just go out there and march. There's a strategy to the marching. There's an intention. There has to be a very clear intention behind what you're doing and why you're doing it. So by the time Rosa Parks sat down on that bus, they had been planning that for a very long time. That had been coming for a long time. Everybody talks about it. Yeah, everybody talks about, oh, that particular day, Rosa just said, my feet were tired. That is not true. That was a strategic thing that happened there. And so there hasn't been a darker time, I believe, for our people other than slavery than what was going on in the civil rights movement. And the young people, like the John Lewises of the world, said, no more, enough, find another way.
But help me with this.
Well, let me help you. It's law. It's law. You and I have talked about this.
Yes.
We've had long conversations about it.
Yes.
What I deeply believe is not that do unto others as you would have them do unto you. What you do is already done. That moment in The Color Purple where she says, everything you ever tried to do to me, where Whoopi says that, Celia, everything you even try to do to me, already done to you. So the law, the third law of motion in physics says that what you're putting out is coming back all the time, regardless of whether you know it or acknowledge it or not. So you got to stay as a warrior of the light.
Listen, I believe it. I believe it. How? I want to get practical with you. I want to get practical. Somebody's going to say, well, she can say that because she's a gazillionaire. But
the way I got to be a gazillionaire.
Talk.
Because this is what I have understood for a long time.
Every day, this is what I'm going to tell you my life, and you tell me how to fix it. Every day I wake up in the morning. Listen, I need help. I wake up in the morning, I'm trying to be a warrior of the light, and I reach for my cell phone, and I look at it, and I just start freaking out, and I freak out the whole day. What do you do every day? What are your rituals?
So I wake up in the morning.
What you do?
And the first thing I say is, thank you. Yes. That's my first thing. Even before I'm awake, even before my eyes are really fully open, I say, thank you. I can feel the gratitude, like, ooh, I'm still here. I'm in a body. Thank you so much. I thank you for that.
Gratitude.
And then I go through the letting the dogs out, the whole, brushing your teeth and all that stuff. And then I have either silence or prayer or something that acknowledges that I'm still here. I do not reach for that phone first. That's your problem.
That's my problem.
That's your problem.
That's good.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand, but you're in the business and you want to know what's happened. Want to know what's happened. What am I going to have to respond to today?
I know. I got to get my sound bites.
Let me get in it.
Well, I love what you're saying, and it's.
But you don't believe it.
No, listen. I believe.
You don't believe it because you think you can fight it head on. You cannot meet it head on and fight it. You have to transcend it.
Transcend it.
You have to.
Yeah. Listen, I feel like when you've been going out now, you've been talking to people. You are not only one of the best communicators in the world. Part of that is because you're one of the best listeners in the world. When you go out with the 60 Minutes and you're talking to people, what are you hearing now from folks? In other words, I think we're so divided. We're all in our own little bubbles. We're building bubbles and not bridges. You're bridging. What are you hearing?
Well, you know
what
actually moved me so deeply was one of the first stories I saw you do. That show changed me. And I went to 60 Minutes and said, I want to do something like that. I want to be able to sit down with people who don't share the same views and see if they can sit down with other people who don't share the same views and see if we can have a conversation. Because I had an idea in my head of what a Trump supporter was based upon what I'd seen on the news. And I am telling you, honest to goodness truth, I've told you this before, this is true, that when I saw you walk into that home and you interviewed the family, it was a father, two sons, a wife, the woman.
The Sykes family.
The Sykes family. She said she didn't vote because she couldn't vote for Hillary or Trump. And they had all been Obama supporters before.
Two-time Obama voters.
Two-time Obama.
Labor family.
That changed the way that changed my whole perception. So I said, there is more to this than we're actually hearing and seeing.
Well, look, I'm.
So you influenced me deeply. I was influenced by that.
I'm never speechless. My job is not to be speechless, but I'm kind of speechless right now. But it changed me too. It changed me too. I'm still friends with them.
Are you?
I'm still friends with them. They text me encouragement. I text them back. If I'm ever in that part of the country, they come and see me speak. They still support Trump.
Yeah.
But they're good people. They're hardworking people.
That's
they felt like nobody was listening to them. And I asked them, but what about all the terrible stuff that Trump says? And they said, we just crumple that up and throw it away. We're desperate for jobs. Part of what I think is going on, and what I need your help with on as well, is that there's an empathy gap. I can understand my pain, but I can't understand their pain. They can understand their pain, they can't understand my pain. You have been a bridge builder for empathy. What are some of the things that you do in conversation or just in your life that lets you bridge so well?
Well, I think that what we were able to do on 60 Minutes is put people in the room together to hear. One of the questions I asked that actually never made the air was, what is the one thing we can all agree on? And I said, what is the thing that matters the most to everybody at this table? And you know what everybody said?
Kids.
Family in some form or another. All of us can agree that our families are important and that we are a nation of families, that everybody belongs to somebody's family, to somebody's family, and to be able to find the common ground. I mean, that is just the nature of who I am, is to go in and to be a peacemaker and not a divider.
Well, the thing is, I'm curious because sometimes I wonder if you...
That's what you did in that piece.
Well, I tried.
That's what you did in that piece. But you didn't just try, you did it.
Oh, I appreciate that. But you did it every day.
Yes.
When you were the queen of the everything. Would your...
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Would your show be able to survive now? I'm so
curious.
curious.
For sure.
Oh, for sure. Even with all these pulls, listen, right now, I'm telling you, I'm out here, I'm struggling. I'm one of the few, I didn't say struggling, I said struggling. Because I'm trying to do the bridge, but you know what? Right now, you get more clicks, you get more followers, you get more buzz if you're divisive.
Yeah.
How could you survive in this
Well,
today?
you would have both sides. You would have both people represented, and you would have people saying things that you absolutely disagreed with. And then you would have somebody else say something that you can't even believe and they said that. But you would put them in the room, and as I said, you would find the common ground. You find that behind the facade of all of your opinions and your beliefs, that at the heart of us, we all want the same thing. I want the same thing that you want. And I know that whether you are Republican or Democrat or Libertarian or whatever you call yourself, that underneath everybody is this desire and need to be valued and to know that what you say, what you think, what you want to do in the world, your fullest expression of yourself, that thing matters.